All right, let's get your reaction to the ruling. We're joined this afternoon by Loyiso Masuku, who is the acting mayor in the city of Johannesburg. Madam Mayor, for the purposes of this discussion, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. I've seen your statement on the reaction to the High Court judgment. What I want to ask you is, given that the termination of the employment contracts has now been deemed unlawful, what happens in terms of back pay?
We are actually, thank you for having us, and good afternoon to the viewers at home. We are legally obligated to abide by the order of the court. And because the termination happened and then there was a court process and it was challenged immediately, we have to abide by the labor laws, and we have to then look retrospectively at what there would have been their remuneration at the time of the unlawful termination. So the administration, it is an administrative process. The city is looking at how that has to be done, and is also looking at, because there will definitely be tax implications. So we've requested the group human capital team to look at the process of doing it, and so that we are in compliance with actually the court order. And I did hear you were playing a clip from the labor union SAMU, who also have been in engagements with us as the city to clearly stipulate that they are indeed expecting that the City of Johannesburg complies with the order as it was put out yesterday.
So that's a yes to back pay, obviously, right?
It is, because if we don't, it would mean we would have to then we would actually be in contempt of court, because the order and the ruling is as it was, that their employments were not supposed to be terminated. It was actually unlawful. So we have to look at it on the date of when they would have been terminated by the then multi-party government, which was under the Democratic Alliance, Mpho Phalatse.
Yeah. It also talks about the ruling. It talks about the fact that employees need to be consulted before their employment contracts are changed, are adjusted, right? That's now something that needs to also be taken on board by the City of Johannesburg.
Yeah, so if you look at it, it does say that the error in terms of the first respondent, which is the city, the error on the side of the city at that time was that within the 12 days period when SAMU said we want to represent these employees, can you engage us and explain to us why you are terminating their employment contracts? The error on the side of the municipality was to immediately after 12 days not allow the extension that was requested by the union, because the union requested an extension so that everybody can make written representations. So that didn't happen, and therefore that's why you will see in the court order there are aspects and areas where the judge is saying that it's unfair what the city would have done, because you acted unilaterally. You didn't engage, you didn't consult, you didn't even communicate properly. Instead, you just went through a process of issuing letters and saying, this is it. And for us, that's all precedence that is being set to say that regardless of what are labor challenges between employer and employee, we are obligated as employers to communicate and have a conversation with an employee to explain whatever would be a problem that requires termination, with following due process, of course.
Yeah, certainly. The city's also now been slapped with a cost order, right? It comes with the cost of 2 council, which is yet more money that comes from, the coffers, money that could be put to better use in a city that's struggling with a number of challenges.
Yes, it's taxpayers' money that could have absolutely been put to good use. And I think I must also say that even the court process itself, it could have been avoided if we were a government that accepts that there was a government before us. We just allow people who had been employed. So what we've always advocated was that the Democratic Alliance leadership made an error in judgment, and they also made an error in law. They should have checked, because there was a group policy framework used to recruit and convert these employees. So it's not something that was just done out of the blue. There was a mayoral committee that set and approved the conversion of these employees. So this is money that could have gone to better use, and it's unfortunate, but we have to comply because we're here. We're not going to challenge the ruling. We're not appealing. We're going to abide by this particular order.
Certainly a victory for these employees, even though it has taken some time. Loyiso Masuku is the acting mayor in the city of Johannesburg. Thanks very much for joining us this afternoon.